Electric vehicles were supposed to be the final answer. Governments invested billions, automakers shifted entire factories, and the world was told the future was already decided. Batteries were the destination, not a step along the way. But what if that story isn't finished yet? Because while the world was watching Tesla, China, and electric startups race ahead, Honda was quietly working on something else. Something most people never noticed. Something that doesn't need petrol, doesn't need to be plugged in, and could shake the entire EV market. Honda's CEO has described it as a complete revolution. Not an improvement, not a transition, a reset. Before we talk about the engine itself, you need to understand one thing. Honda has never been a company that follows trends. Honda builds engines. That has always been their obsession. It started with Soichiro Honda, a man who never cared about suits or offices. He cared about machines. Born in 1906, surrounded by tools, grease, and metal, he grew up fixing bikes and pulling engines apart just to see how they worked. Speed fascinated him. Efficiency obsessed him. His first real business wasn't glamorous. He made piston rings for Toyota. Then war destroyed everything. Factories were bombed, materials vanished, Japan was left broken. Most people would have stopped. Soichiro didn't. With fuel scarce and people desperate for transport, he attached small generator engines to bicycles. Crude, noisy, imperfect, but it worked. That idea became the first Honda motorcycle. In 1948, Honda Motor Company was officially born. From there, Honda didn't just grow, it dominated. Motorcycles that won races, cars that lasted decades, engines that became legendary. Today, Honda produces more engines than any company on earth. Cars, bikes, jets, race machines. If it has an engine, Honda has probably built something like it. And that matters, because when the world rushed toward electric vehicles, Honda didn't rush with them. Electric cars exploded onto the scene. Quiet rides, instant torque, giant touchscreens, governments pushed incentives. Charging stations spread. Some countries even announced the end of petrol cars forever. At first, it looked perfect, but beneath the hype, problems started showing. Batteries rely on lithium and cobalt, materials that are expensive, difficult to mine, and environmentally damaging. Charging still takes time, especially outside major cities. Power grids strain under mass charging. And when batteries wear out, disposal becomes a problem no one wants to talk about. Electric cars solved one problem and quietly created several others. Honda noticed all of this. Instead of chasing bigger batteries, Honda took a different route: hydrogen. Hydrogen isn't new, but Honda believed it was misunderstood. When hydrogen is used, the only emission is water. Refueling takes minutes, not hours. There's no massive battery pack weighing the car down, no grid overload. Back in 2015, Honda proved the idea, worked with the Honda Clarity fuel cell. It could travel over 360 miles on a tank. It was smooth, silent, and incredibly clean. Technically, it was a success. Commercially, it failed. Hydrogen stations were rare. Electric vehicles had all the hype, all the incentives, and all the attention. The Clarity quietly disappeared in 2021, but Honda didn't quit. They learned. While EVs grew, Honda kept developing hydrogen behind the scenes. No marketing, no noise, just engineering. Now they're back. And this time, they didn't bring a concept car. They brought something familiar: the CR-V. The Honda CR-V Hydrogen looks like a normal family SUV, but underneath, it's something entirely different. No petrol engine, no plug-in battery, 2 compact hydrogen tanks, and a next-generation fuel cell system developed with General Motors. Refueling takes 3 to 5 minutes. Range pushes close to 400 miles. The only thing coming out of the exhaust is water vapor. And here's the part that really changes the conversation. This vehicle can power your home. During blackouts or emergencies, it becomes a mobile energy source. Not just transportation, infrastructure. Honda didn't design this for hype. They designed it for real people, families, daily drivers, long trips, hydrogen stations are finally expanding. California, Japan, Germany, and China are investing heavily. Trucks, buses, and industrial transport are moving toward hydrogen because batteries simply don't scale well for everything. Electric vehicles still dominate today, but they're not as unstoppable as they once looked. Charging delays, rising electricity demand, and battery supply problems are real. Hydrogen avoids many of these issues entirely. Honda isn't trying to kill EVs. They don't need to. Even taking a small part of the market forces the entire industry to adapt. And Honda isn't stopping at one SUV. They're part of a broader alliance exploring hydrogen combustion, fuel cells, biofuels, and clean engines. Their goal isn't one future, it's options. Because not every country has stable grids. Not every city can install chargers everywhere. And not every driver wants to wait hours to refuel. So, will Honda's secret engine destroy the EV market? No, but it might do something even bigger. It might remind the world that the future of cars was never meant to have only one answer.